The logo design world is changing. That's not news to most people because it is constantly changing, like everything in life. But brands and logo designers are opting for a more refined and a more simplistic solution. But the question is, why? Today I'm going to explain exactly why that is, and also show you some recent 2020 rebrands that's going to illustrate this point precisely. So if you haven't looked around and noticed yet, people crave simplicity in the modern world. Our lives, our technology and environments are becoming more and more complex. So we want simple reservations, simple doctor visits, simple apps, and just a simple life in general. However, us craving simplicity is just one side of the story as to why logo designs are becoming more refined and ever more basic. The attention span of the common person has plummeted in recent years. The digital information age has changed the general attention span, and this is seen in a recently published study from researchers at the Technical University of Denmark. It suggests that a global attention span is narrowing due to the amount of information that is presented to the public. And whether that's represented on websites, apps, or social media, digital platforms potentially provide richer and deeper content for the viewer, and this means we're all swamped with information on a daily basis. But one key takeaway here, and a really important point to actually notice, is that we're doing all of this on an increasingly smaller screen and a less curated and a more user-controlled interface. This means that the logo design has more competition with other buttons, icons, and UI elements. It can get lost pretty easily. And so to summarize, humans these days have less time, less attention, and also they're viewing things on a device with less space and room. Now this is in comparison to TV and desktops, which used to be the main way we absorbed media. So obviously, it makes sense to refine and simplify a logo design along with modern day society. A brand ultimately wants their logo to be memorable and to stick in the mind of the end consumer in a matter of seconds, and this is more crucial than ever. But let's take a look at some notorious 2020 rebrands that illustrate this point precisely. So National Instruments is an American-based producer of automated test instruments and virtual implementation software. It's quite a mouthful. But in 2020, they have undergone a huge rebrand towards the simple. They've taken their blue and black outdated logo and moved towards a simple monogram that screams modernity. Also, you're going to notice that the colours are more bold and vibrant in many logo design rebrands. And this is because it grabs attention of that short attention span person. So the second logo rebrand is TGI Fridays. So the restaurant released a surprise rebrand in 2020, and it's more refined and more simplistic, yet it still has the branding elements that you can see throughout time. Also notice how the design is now within a perfect rectangle, and this means it's more streamlined for the web and also smart device use. They've also adopted a sans serif font for a more modern approach. So the third addition on today's list is a brand that needs no introduction, and that is Durex. Now London-based studio Whatis replaced the clinical looking capsule logo with a clean, casual single line logo. Now the gradient has been dropped, and that is something I've spoken about on this channel so long now, and it's in my opinion that one of the biggest sins of logo designing is using gradients. Now the fourth logo rebrand of 2020 on today's video is New Zealand food producer Whatis. Now the rebrand here clears up another deadly sin of logo designing, and that is to remove their drop shadow. They've also re-scripted their logo type, and again it's all enclosed in a very perfect rectangle, which leads back to the notion of design being optimized for smart devices. So what is the takeaway here, and why is this so important? Well, if you are serious about making it as a logo designer, you need to be aware of the environment that you're actually designing in. Making logos with drop shadows and gradients is a thing of the past, and the consumer has less time for your designs. That means that you need to be smart about your approach and target the end consumer more than ever in the most effective and quick cut method possible. There are many other clear and obvious examples of logos being refined, not just in 2020 but over the last few years. If you want to learn more about logo designing, click a video on screen, and until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.